Bible Road, we are going to look at James 3. It says, "Now, many of you should become teachers, for you know that we who teach will be judged with greater strictness. For we are humble in many ways. And if anyone does not stumble in what he says, he's a perfect man, able also to bridle his whole body. If we put bits in the mouths of horses so that they obey us, we guide their whole bodies as well. Look at the ships also. Though they are so large and are driven by strong winds, they are guided by a very small rudder. Wherever the will of the pilot directs. So also, the tongue is a small member, yet it boasts of great things. How great a forest is set ablaze in such a small fire. And the tongue is a fire, a world of unrighteousness. The tongue is set among our members, staining the whole body, setting afire the entire course of life, and set on fire by hell. For every kind of beast and bird or reptile, sea creature can be tamed, and has been tamed by mankind. But no human can tame the tongue. It is a restless evil full of deadly poison. With it we bless our Lord and Father, and with it we curse people who are made in the likeness of God. From the same mouth, blessing and cursing. My brothers, these things ought not to be so. Does a spring pour forth from the same opening both fresh and salt water? Can a fig tree bear olives, or a grapevine produce figs? Neither can a salt pond yield fresh water. Who is wise and understanding among you? By his good conduct, let him show his works in the meekness of wisdom. But if you have bitter jealousy, selfish ambition in your hearts, do not boast and be false to the truth. This is not the wisdom that comes down from above, but it is earthly, unspiritual, demonic. For where jealousy and selfish ambition exist, there will be disorder in every vile practice. But the wisdom from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, open to reason, full of mercy, good fruits, impartial and sincere. And a harvest of righteousness is sown in peace by those who make peace. James chapter 3. The taming of the tongue. It is a very small member of the body, but can do the most damage. Talking about a ship being steered by a small rudder in the strong winds. Communication is a very important part of what we do every day. Both personally and professionally. No part in our life does not deal with communication. It's funny because being in the communication business for so many years, one of the biggest comments that has been said many, many times is that we're in the communication business and we do not communicate. In fact, we're just dealing with this past week. We ended up having a communication summit because during one of our quarterly meetings, they were talking about communication and how it wasn't being done, shared, which is true in many different ways. You know, some doing things without communicating, because if you would share the idea that you have, we might be able to do something bigger and better with that idea. Others just making changes and not sharing the idea. It's a careful, and I say careful because you do need to be. You can praise, build people up, but at the same time, tear people apart with your tongue. Which then begs the question, what are the things that you are saying in your position, in your management position, or wherever it is that you are at work, when you're talking with others? How are you communicating with one another? What are the words that are coming out of your mouth for one another? Are you helping people be better? Or are you just tearing them down? Are you sharing wisdom, knowledge? Or are you just blowing smoke? You know, one thing that we have heard, I have heard, and I'm sure you have too, is that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, which means we should listen more and talk less. Which is brought up in the communications meeting. Now, there are ways to do things, which the way these meetings went, I'm not 100% sure about them, but they're done. We'll see how things actually happen, how they play out, if things change, if they do not change. But we need to be responsible for ourselves, to hold ourselves accountable for the things that we say, for how we are talking to and treating others. Again, we need to be building them up and helping them be the best that they can be. You're a parent. Today's Father's Day. You're a parent to your kids. How are you building your children up to let them feel better about themselves? Do your kids feel the love from you? Do the kids feel your respect, your encouragement, your faith in them, your belief in them that they can do whatever it is that they can set their mind to? Or your kids just there, they're more of an inconvenience, a pain, not really wanting to deal with them, just they should be off in their own little galaxy, not bothering you. I know what that's like. Which makes things hard for me now. Makes things hard for me with relationships on any level. But when we are in certain positions, we are held to a higher standard. You know, when you are in a management or a supervisory role, you are held to a higher standard because you are expected to be better, to do better, to know your job, which unfortunately in a world we're in now, people are getting hired for managerial roles that do not know the job that they are getting hired to do that because they were brought in from a different industry because, you know, they checked all the boxes. They hire through checking boxes, not hiring through experience and knowledge. Does not always mean that's going to be the best person for the job, but it's the way we are now. You got to make sure you check the boxes. That's created lots of animosity at companies with people that are trying to do the best that they can. And they wonder why that there's not a lot of camaraderie or people getting along. The other issue is when you're dealing with things, it all starts from the top and goes down. If you have bad management, you're going to have a bad team, bad morale. Bad parents, bad kids. Good parents, hopefully you have better kids. But again, it all depends on how they're being treated, what is being told to them, how you are talking to them. We have to be careful. Because the tongue is one of the strongest members of our body that can do the most damage. Long-lasting damage. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. It's not 100% true. Sticks and stones can break your bones, but names can devastate you. Hurt you for years. We are responsible for that, and we have to hold ourselves to a different level. In management or not, we should just be watching ourselves and being more cautious on how we're talking to others. Anyway, just on a daily basis. James 3, that's where we are looking at today. So read it for yourself. How does it help you to become that better person? To keep that selfish ambition, that jealousy separate. Jealousy is something we deal with every day. I have days that I have jealousy. Not sure that I've ever had any selfish ambition. I don't know. I could be wrong. But for the most part, I just want to have a job and I want to work, pay my bills. I'm certainly not trying to be better for me or do better for me. I get told that I should probably be better at that, but I'm not. But we also need to be peaceful. We need to be gentle. Treat one another with respect. Lift them up. Help them be the best that they can be. As I am trying to be the best that I can be. James 3, read that. How does it help you? And if you enjoyed this, thank you for listening. You can share it on social media. Find me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, My Buddy Jimmy, mybuddyjimmy.com. Find my other podcasts, which one of them I'm starting to have issues finding stories for. So that one might be a while until I get that one figured out again. But share my words of the day and all kinds of things. Just, you never know what I'm going to be sharing or putting out there. Just trying to get through the days with a smile. We should be smiling every day. You can also give a rating on the platform that you are listening. I'd appreciate that very much. Thank you for listening to The Gospel Road. Have a great day. God bless.
Spinal adjustments provided by Dr. Chad Rolfson. The Spinal Tuning Chiropractic Center is a Des Moines area low flat fee per month unlimited chiropractic care practice. When life happens, just adjust. Schedule today at spinaltuning.com.
If you're looking for help with software, app, web development, be sure to check out my friends at ingenuitycompany.com. They believe in their clients. software development, app development, web development, visioning, design thinking, diagramming, organizational development, strategy. They can help you at The Ingenuity Company. Find out more at ingenuitycompany.com.
Barbecue provided by Kenny's Rib Wagon, catering ribs for your pleasure and serving daily at Plaza Pub, 62nd and Douglas in Des Moines, across from Merle Hay Mall. Find Kenny's Rib Wagon on Facebook.
The Jimmy Olsen Radio Network.